and he was and the Prophet Muhammad said about him, Allahumma faqihhu fi ta'wil. Allahumma atihi ta'wil. I forgot what he said. He said that may Allah give him the ability to interpret the book. So he's seen as probably the highest authority in terms of interpretation of the Quran. Sorry, that 1 minute left. Day were created on the first day. Why is it? How could you have, from a scientific perspective, the plantations created on the third day and the sun created on the fourth? What kind of photosynthesis will take place? Now, how can you have plantations on the third day? Sorry, that 1 minute left. Day were created on the first day. Why is it? How could you have, from a scientific perspective, the plantations created on the third day and the sun created on the fourth? That's the question. What day and night there? How can you have day and night without the sun? You're talking nonsense. How dare you come with this to us? How dare you, old clowns? That's the question. What day and night there? How can you have day and night without the sun? You're talking nonsense. How dare you come with this to us? How dare you, old clowns?
TF4 Mechacha obia Mimi hijab and da hono okay. You were on the bright side no. Muslim apologetics and or da hono mu nyina mo tin sem na wo kan BCCA no. So sometimes you know say some among for be busa questions about obi somni de na okay. Omutimi busa no anyhow be omupe bia. How dare you say obi busa obeka bibi say Obiso uba na be busa ono so ne some questions there a problem okay and the topic we say no okay so brother na me born the video see e kire mo no one da hono na o shatale black no okay oye a Muslim apologetics are Muslims for no bebre follow guy we say the obeka no omo ye den omo pay attention to so and da hono no and then the other side no papa na oda hono o she atale blue bisa no on so a friend of Bart Ehrman, and I said, a friend of Bart, okay. This papa will say, no, or ye atheist, or ye atheist, Muntie be steady, or ye atheist, not or ye Christian before. He was formerly a Christian, and I was a scholar, was study the Bible, no, was study Bible, no. So what I say now, and see, on Bible, no, on Bible, no. But you see, we atheist. And a brother now done in channel, a Muslim. Or no, they promote or some or promote Islam. Say Islam is the best, the best religion. Answer the correct one, okay? Into Muslim, a hawk of atheist. Now, opposite because Bart now that one Bart Ehrman didn't go at say one, okay? Was specializing on the New Testament and also on the Bible. I think the New and Old Testament was specializing on the Bible. So what they say, New and the Old Testament. And it is that Muslim ni we say no, and ko person ko fa papa we say, nanka obenya statement be free ni mu because on a scholar. It is here and this interview no mo ye any debate no mo ye yo. We interview into a small kid, a student, and one person on this scholar no discuss about the wasuano scholar the position now one or person ko could benefit be free honum. Now, what they share Islam, say, more the scholars ne kafa Christianity home. Some the point of the interview, nina no. It's Muslim brother no, wakakofa atheist. No, or ye Christian before no. Or ye a scholar in the Bible no. So what they say, or ye a scholar in the Bible. Papa will say no. At the frontier, on ye Christian biono, and I say at the frontier, or ye atheist. Say on G and coupon di biono. And then they say. In this same interview or cancer statement, no honor, okay, and you say because to him, no, or no one say Bible a false contradictions or Bible name, and yeah, no the man ye unbeliever there be because you say be a jai Christosome and no join it before from. Enti or no or who say Bible no contradictions wom scholar now what one okay, Bible no contradictions wom Bible name be enkoye okay, but and yeah no tina one ye Christo no, and yeah no tra. The reason why now was on ye Christian and I said on G Yankopon Dibion, on G this Yankopon be honomono. And they say because it's a bonnet cost will be as if bonnet cost too much. Yankopon say, well, your dog on shit, Emma bonnet cost the whole time, so what they say now. And the reason why now, what Jai Yam some crown pono, and Yam be and Dibion on G the way 80s, they say. That what they say now. Even though so we atheists, no, still no was study Bible, no, was study the Bible and the historical facts in the Bible. According to him, no, say Muslims no be omo tell you no. Omo ka say Bart Ehrman crampo say what is because on a scholar. In this interview, no, omo ye no, Mimi hijab, Muhammad hijab na odan chen has said black no. On a scholar na eba be kasa. Say what no. And the point na ko person obe really what has say nanko or did disgrace Christianity. Muslims na agenda na no. Time will be ano omo per point to be omo de be call against Christianity, but sometimes no and I say they be an backfire on them, a backfire because omo ni good intentions without say ombe destroy Christianity no omo timi based on omo some and this year no ye ba be tie the scholar ne kan okay and sema scholar ne ka we say the enyeme na meka a Muslim na no kokko fa scholar and ono ye student see ono ye small boy what wonom and a scholar on this call obusa questions so what they say na say dey bia me share malam bia what apo na me to na person mesua na me busa questions na or answer me because say e want in the field no honom no okay Muslims need to me ye small e bia omo to me fa papa we picture wo ho no ma twere go ase ti bia papa we say no ma ka bibia hye na no na ene the pictures na circulate but who no be krampo on social media so that I will Facebook on them that say papa we say Jesus was never crucified omoboa so what you say na and if you see no a Muslim brother and an atheist or your atheist that what can play and say onu de o gidi say Christianity and I say the Bible no contradictions woman to anje Bible ni ndi first of all no ansa anje nyankopon krampo ndi say what no and a Muslim ni Bible then ever be interview no ndi be tie interview we say no a conclusion of the interview and yet the full interview no but Muslim no the na ko person obeye no and a backfire or no moment yentie the okan or moment the scholar and the bekanzia no and you be follow the scholar and the bekan kan say okay you be follow the scholar and the bekan yentie the scholar and the kan wa say therefore munya so na muntie.
Muslims believe in Jesus Christ. There's a lot of interest, I think, from the Muslim community, and many Muslims feel that your conclusions, your historical conclusions of who Jesus Christ is more commensurate with the Muslim idea than it is with the Christian one.
Therefore, muti the occurrence is here. It was a video where a short video, okay, into a friend Bart Ehrman now that honor, okay, or say because of his conclusion, because one was steady, one a scholar in this field, no, and he was studies our field or no studies our field, no. The conclusion now is about Jesus Christ, no. Muslim nini busane say, o conclusion no na is any Muslims for the any moment in line more than the Christian for the no. So what I say na into or baby sound bites be free. Papa na no say the buy or bit me use against Christopher and say scholar nini say more Christians no you have the wrong view of Jesus, but yeah Muslim any the correct view of Jesus. So what the statement national in no person why then or put or can yes and tie bi na muntie ne ye ebi mo honom na me sure say ebo English na omo tie perfect so omo tie ase mpo chen me but still na okay amanfo bi so honom na e wo say you try this I explain ba twi mo kakra say the be omo hunu de na omo kasa fa hono nya obi anate brofo no say de bia obi manya advantage no okay nti ya me repeat na me say explain ya munye study nti ye say tie bi me maintain statement ni bi obusa ya no okay
that there's a lot of interest, I think, from the Muslim community, and many Muslims feel that your conclusions, your historical conclusions of who Jesus Christ is more commensurate with the Muslim idea than it is with the Christian one.
Samo TV into a clear statement into Muslim brother no obusa ex-Christian or atheist say onji nyankopon di say the conclusion na wonya no any Muslims for there no it's more in line than any Christian for there no into this scholar and see the scholar na bekasa enya me na make kasa say a scholar or respect no enu ti no kofa scholar na or person scholar na have a conversation into the scholar never comes see anu ntimi nya den in because okakofa obi a what trust na adaba be interview so on logic no okakofa obi a or trust no ti no ba be interview we say no because onim say we say there wonya azan enti onya azan de obeka na wase yefa ana beboa mo meet the scholar na kai okay me say reverse na kakre bi na scholar no me meet the kind
the Christian one.
I wouldn't say that they line up well with the Muslim view.
Samo TV It is a scholar na din kan man wa kan straight say the conclusion na wonu nyae no on ka say any Muslims for the any line up well on kasa there be it right from the beginning no scholar na man atia say the conclusion na wonyae no about Jesus no any Muslims the any fa there be any line up well a scholar na kasa no when the cover scholar we better na say a Muslim apologetics. Yeah, who said that until we say no or respect no or the obuno and the juma why you need to know and better has say until see and you see the scholar and can say yet see scholar and say conclusion about Jesus now or no finding out no any Muslims there in court any Islam on court there be it doesn't go well in Santiago said the man for best study
and it is with the Christian one.
I wouldn't say that they line up well with the Muslim view. I really do think Jesus was crucified.
And what kind of plain what I say where a punchline a scholar or no study Bible no what historical background and what kasa Muslim and a kofa and bar the platform so Muslim na Muhammad hijab no the followers are war no over 200,000 on YouTube on kwa. So what you say na? Sisi ano, and scholar and obusa scholar and say the conclusions now okuhunu ya about Jesus Christ no. Any Islam de ne kona na. Scholar and say there be any Islam de ne nkokra ampo because they didn't hear Jesus Christ no was crucified. Somebody be enyamana mekan it is scholar na din kan me ati say according to the historical fact you know Jesus Christ was crucified.
Line up well with the Muslim view. I really do think Jesus was crucified and then he really was dead and buried.
And therefore someone say I really think say Jesus was crucified, he was really dead and buried according to the scholar. But say na Islam kasafa Jesus home. What you say that it this guy we say no okokofa scholar obabe kasa because the scholar he doesn't speak on kasa or kasa with facts and evidence. This is a fact and evidence and why they go against because a Christopher Jesus was crucified. This scholar we say no on your Christian be we atheist they say we atheist and Jesus only nothing to say in the favor of Christianity because on your Christian and only nothing to say in the favor of Islam because only Muslim only according to historical facts and evidence no based on until the conclusion now or no based on now or they can't say Jesus was crucified and they are destroying Islam or they are destroying Islam because according to the scholar now or can't they say historically no Jesus was crucified. It is a historical fact I know can. But in Islam, Jesus was not crucified. Is there why they was you follow them? You back about 600 years later. Okay, the about 600 years later. Any and I say way more or my education or my scholarly jumano. So what you say now? Any will be yeah, trust me, who they been composed one. I mean, I seen a short video. Everybody we see okay, me person man for trim. You see the scholar and say can be yes
idea than it is with the Christian one.
I wouldn't say that they line up well with the Muslim view. I really do think Jesus was crucified and then he really was dead and buried. I'm not interested in whether Jesus was the Son of God because
some would say until he really thinks that Jesus was crucified, he was dead and buried according to his research. Well, yeah, you know. But Allah said there be Jesus were okay. And where Quran, the Quran kind, okay. But the thing is say, okay, Quran a confusion on one part also one part okay. We example in Quran chapter 3 verse 55 for now. We both say interpretation, you know. I be one of the parts, you know, kind of different story. Not one part, so kind of different story. I'm from who's screen, so now I'm for when you study. Now we have Mr. share program. We say, okay, and Islam, we say, no, brother, we say, Mimi hijab. Or no, the interview one brother back on your friend, or can't say host a narrative in the story, and I say, Bibisa. Ambrose Boate Mecha, okay, or more lines in our chair will be a moment, a USA, the good screen to say, no. The good screen is saying, okay, Quran chapter 5, Quran chapter 3, verse number 55. I kind of say, Allah said, oh Jesus, I am terminating your life. So what he be? And this verse in the Quran is saying, I am terminating your life. The cat will be terminating somebody's life now. I said, saying, Yasakadi medase Henry. Or interview Yasakadi, no? What you say? Yasakadi, Emma, among for who say Islam ko book no and yet trustworthy, and I say and yet that preserved because holes in the narrative. Holes in the narrative or honorable, okay? In the Quran, one part of the Quran, it can be said, Allah said, Allah can't say, oh Jesus, I am terminating your life and raising you to me. That would TV. And to Jesus, no, Allah is terminating his life and raising Jesus to him. So in the Quran, the can say Jesus, tama ya wo no, or can start statement be to say, the day I will die, the day I will raise, and the day I was born, the day I will die, okay? The day I will raise again. So Jesus can and I said Quran can so Quran chapter 19 verse number 15 one says and peace be upon him the day he was born, the day he dies, and the day he is raised alive. Bible no sorry Quran say Jesus will be born. So Quran say he will be born. He will die, and he will raise again. But Muslims say there be onyanguye, even though say you raising Jesus called asro, but onyanguye, which will make this verse a false statement. Because verse where can say Jesus is the day he dies, and the day he is raised alive. That means that he will die before he is raised alive. See, and Jesus onyanguye, but you're raising on obesa back. And said about the woo, and said you're raising. That is the statement we say, yes, I was a keko. But echo back to Quran chapter 3, verse 55. And say, Allah, I am terminating your life. I am terminating your life and raising you to me and clearing you of those who disbelieve. And the Jesus and Kwan, the be a Jesus is doing Quran and something so special. Mentias me who said that the same Quran chapter 3 verse 55 okay? Me say. So interpretations and I say almost different translations is Quran, okay? English translation is different. When we heard the translator, we say translate is the same statement, When God said, oh Jesus, I will take you to myself and exalt you. And Allah is going to exalt Jesus. But Allah is not exalting Muhammad. Muhammad is dead, but Allah is taking Jesus to himself. What is the purpose? Why? It didn't Allah is taking Jesus to himself, to myself. That means Quran say I will take you to myself now, okay? A clear statement, no. Baby Allah wono. Allah is not in his creation according to the Muslims. Allah on the creation, even though it's a false statement because he himself Allah descend every third part of the night. Allah he created the earth and then he rose to the heaven and created 7 heavens. But Muslim they can say Allah on about the meaning that Jesus cannot be God, no, because Jesus came in the creation. So what you're saying, and he said, Allah can say, I will take you to myself now. That means that baby Allah want Jesus. So what's he saying? And if Allah is outside the creation and Jesus is also outside the creation, which will make Jesus God, because only God will be the same place. Because I'm kind of said nobody is comparable to Allah, but Jesus, baby Allah want Jesus also walk. And that's what I meant to say. So because I will take you to myself, because I will take you to paradise. Because of course I will take you to paradise now. God, no, Allah doesn't have to be in paradise. But he said, I will take you to myself, and exalt you. Allah is going to exalt Jesus. Okay, and rid you of the infidels. So what you're saying now? Where one a translation, the next translation now, more the same verse now, the same verse no, more how or translated verse we say no. And remember when Allah said, "Oh Isa, okay, I will keep you alive till your full age." And you better pan it in say this translation we me no. Why not kind of correct? The same verse, the same statement, you know, more totally different. Yakofa NIV, and Yakofa King James Version, and Yakofa Good News and Yakofa we say, and an Indian mark this different stories and come complaints the Bible near corrupt. And also a translation, just like this is a translation, you know. Muslims say they don't go because how a Bible near corrupt. But over Islam, the same thing. And the evidence obi depending was our translation we say so. Obi depending what translation we say so. More statement I can't tell no. And I will keep you alive till your full age and raise you towards me. Totally different statement. But I can say, I will take you to myself and exalt you. Where say, I will keep you alive till your full age and raise you towards me. Totally different translations. Muslims because enuti de kase kosua Arabic no enuti de kase na de na mo ya mo nkosua Hebrew ni Greek no any Aramaic no na mo so mo hu the Bible na ka na mo depend what no kwa translations ni kwa so na mo fa translation ba kwa na mo de compare another translation na mo fa translation na mo de compare another translation we the same thing with Islam are the same thing problems ni kwa no where they were translating it no okay I will take you and raise you to myself and clean you. Tell what you're saying. I will take you and raise you to myself. But still, no matter if you want to say you terminate your life, no, and you say you will take you. Obey no one say. Obey clear kuno. Translate. I put for translating it and say, I will recall you and raise you. I will recall you and raise you. And when the translating say, I am going to terminate the period of your stay. I am going to terminate the period of your stay and cause you to ascend unto me and purify you of those who disbelieve. Where they are Jesus or Muhammad. I am gathering thee and causing thee to ascend unto me. Different translation, different meaning. I am terminating your life and raising you to me. And the best, you study best we say now. Translations, person say. Jesus, Allah, no, and I said, Jesus, his life was terminated. So what is Sana scholar no so can say. She said Jesus was crucified and according to the scholar. But Muslims they almost be or yenye crucified. Yenye crucified. Or mamu books they check it one because other verses are Quran chapter 4, verse 157. You heard the show no Quran chapter 4, verse 157 and then 158 kono. Okay, a honum na moka so omaku Jesus no ala si there be yanku Jesus. A honum pamposa can say rather I raise him up to himself. Somebody be into Quran can also say yanku Jesus, but Allah say he raised Jesus up to himself. It may be Allah one into two verses now they chim to say no Quran chapter 3 verse 55 one no Allah say wafa Jesus according to himself. And Quran chapter 4 verse 158 Allah say wafa Jesus upon himself. But Muhammad, through Muhammad so then there, now Allah made the poison. It didn't internet is It didn't internet is Musa questions, okay? And it's that verse we say no more claim, we say yes, Yaku Jesus, or say, and for their saying we have killed the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah. It doesn't even and toss because if the people only say Jesus is the Messiah, I didn't want to become Messiah, no, they are expecting the Messiah. But in fact, they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him. Someone TV, and to way a statement in the Quran, they did not kill Jesus, they did not crucify Jesus. But moment where the scholar and the kind Muslim brother and the coffee scholar and the better on the platform, so and also mass or educate amount for you where the scholar and the kind was Jesus crucified, and I said he was not crucified. Ain't scholar.
God, dead and buried. I'm not interested. I really do think Jesus was crucified and then he really was dead and buried.
Jesus was really crucified. He was dead and buried. the historical Jesus na ekasa fa no no according to the Muslims no yes man Jesus man ba asase we so said yes man Muhammad man ba asase we so no so historical Jesus no according to the scholar no he was crucified. He was crucified. Some be a Muslim brother na no a scholar and a scholar na ba confirm me who say yes historical Jesus was crucified, which means that Islam is false. Because Islam will consider he was not crucified. He was not crucified, he didn't die. Sana Islam watchre. Historically, a wrong according to the scholar, and according to me. A Muslim na a scholar ne buy into a peki a scholar na you bet me trusting on other buy. Samatias here. Quran is false according to the history, no, historically, no, or a false. When a cofa the term will be Uncle 4% tarnish the image of Christianity. Almost not quite against you. So it is not acquired against you.
Whether Jesus was the Son of God, because I really do think Jesus was crucified and then he really was dead and buried. I'm not interested in whether Jesus.
Some would be in the way a clear statement, from the horse's mouth. The Oya scholar, no, and a Muslim now, or no, Oya apologetics now, or promote to Islam, no. Or how could choose or no one scholar or pay and ordinary brain, and Aziz Muhammad Medase, Aziz Muhammad, so YouTube, so Medase. Or how could you so no one scholar or pay and the scholar not say Jesus was really crucified and he was dead, he died. Some would say, into Islam, you're forced, no. What proven to be what me who say Salvation when they were Quran my intro say when Jesus was not died, he was not crucified, and just intro. And you want to proven to say what me who say Islam ain't even independent of Islam, so because Allah can't say my intro. And then America, I want to scholar no cofa na buy. Somebody say, okay, into us so into story into same nibion.
Of God, because I don't think there's a God, and so
I think who your case is here. Or say you don't think Jesus is the Son of God because you don't believe there is a God. Where scholar way until you say Senka boy we say Senko or Resina or Wako be a on this Yankopon honum, so what be interview no. Me who logic na yene wa man for betrim no Wako will be a one Yankopon di. So mama confirm mama just because I hate Christianity, you know, even an atheist I on Yankopon di no, or now mama confirm mama will say oh so many are correct. And or buy and or kind of crana or no name natural and a court against it was some penny or the one. Zia or Nina Kuponi was I'm what he says Jesus now, who Casafan also a prophet. No, he was crucified. Open names say. Open then. Zia was I can mean say
I'm not interested in whether Jesus was the Son of God because I don't think there's a God. And so
my understanding is
what they on he say Jesus is Son of God, but because he doesn't mean things say there is a God because we atheists say at the frontier we atheists no is because on Jin this is Yankopon honoma we love na obeden obehwe ama enema boni akwasase we say so and fa ho ne book and Yankopon ne love na there too many horrible things e was as we say so and unti na ono as a nipa being on Jin this Yankopon honoma nti bibia hye nipa nsasa na opese o ka kira amanfo opese you good at obetima you good now they abo amanfo opese you bad obetima you bad now they ham amanfo Yankopon no ntimi Mr. Point in ye bibia man nti the logic no sa scholar no the idea nti we atheist no at the country we atheist no has nothing to do with the Bible. Say Bible no e corrupt and say corrupt there be at the country we atheist no has nothing to do say bia Christian wrong and say correct there be at the country we atheist na on GBB and no is because the nti no hunu say Yankopon we ase no on hwema at the bone nkoso nti no we atheist they say. Okay, but I'll make a point that Jesus was crucified. Muslim,
I don't think there's a God. And so
my understanding is that your conclusion is that Jesus Christ was a messianic prophet.
I think he thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God.
I said, well, what it's Muslim, no? The other one, no? Was say, the question say, Obusa, scholar in say, oh, to his conclusion, oh yes, scholar no. O conclusion is that Jesus was just a messianic and as a messianic prophet and as a BBC a messenger. And also there be But Aman or say Jesus is the son of God. Jesus believed to be a son of God. One can say, or just a Messiah. And once again, historically, was that they demolish Islam. Some would be was that they destroy Islam because this guy is basically who logic better over to say the question of Busaya. No, answer no.
A messianic prophet.
I think he thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think.
That your conclusion is that Jesus Christ was a messiah.
And so
my understanding is that your conclusion is that Jesus Christ was a messianic prophet.
I think he thought that he was a son of God. And
also, my understanding is your conclusion was that Jesus a messianic prophet, or just a prophet, messianic prophet. And I'm scholar say there be Jesus or being say he is the son of God. So what be historically Jesus was the son of God. So the Bible Islam is wrong because Islam is otherwise. And to be where according to the facts and according to the scholar now when the coffee scholar we buy a Muslim na coffee na buy. So ke Christopher na tiwana no komo kasa. A Christopher na coffee scholar we no komo kasa na a favor Christians na ka abakasa okay fine. Anyway, a Christopher na we said the Muslim authentic Muslim and one will choose the scholar or pen asem and so bit my trust no so ba go sua dey friend honum and a scholar na can sense we actually say Jesus now or honum no he was there by he was no dream say he is the son of God. Into Islam side of force beyond Islam side of force there's a table
the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
I think for example, Jesus was I repeating beyond the reason why now they crucified him and they said Jesus was thinking that he's the son of God. And he is speaking about a historical Jesus. Somebody be where on my assignment or my there and not in a Muslim brother and a friend of Mimi hijab no or cocoa and buy on a platform sooner or person Obama man for Suadi and he is this is and he is this is and it's Yemen and a scholar way better on one Muslim, you know. And so yeah, Ben they say or me at say he was crucified at the country of crucified and they say he claimed to be the son of God, the Messiah. They said the Bible ne kano sana one so can say no one why wakɔ school no wonim de wakasa fa ho say the ben then according to him no could hear to us
I think that that's historically right. You know, I think that
I think that is historically right, and he is speaking of history, you know, and you know about connection in Sao. Yakasa historically right now. Or no to mean say historically right, just like that. Also based on something. And to when evidence in the fact that original so kasa. Okay? Or when the fact in the evidence are original so kasa, won't mean proven otherwise now. They all can be correct, no. Historically, no, Jesus claimed to be the son of God. Islam is false. Historically, no, Jesus was dead. He was crucified. Islam is false. The crucifixion is that is what made up Christianity. Because he was crucified and then he was rose. Oh no, Allah said there be Islam is false. No. It was so.
Crucified him. I think that that's historically right. You know, I think that all of these gospel authors, I think all of them think that in some sense Jesus is God.
I mean, or say, according to his research, and he's speaking as an somebody now or that authority to speak on. In some sense, you know, all the gospels, the four gospels, Muhammad always copying. All the four gospels, is saying in some sense that Jesus is God. But Muslims say nowhere in the Bible can say Jesus is God. So what you say now? All the four gospels, no, or can say Jesus is God. Munim say sometimes so study Islam. I say it one copy maybe so I can say me things and I am shocked. I don't know. A man for be person who no cry answer the internet a man ban sir. Because you have the four gospels. You were the four gospels, okay? Over Islam, Muhammad say, take the Quran from 4. take the Quran from 4. It didn't only from 4. Okay? If I'm hadith ram the tremo. A piece of one with the 4 gospel. Now Muhammad also can say the Quran should be taken from only 4 people. With the good screen is no. Okay. With the good screen so now because there were 4 gospels in Christianity. Over Islam Muhammad say the messenger of Allah that the messenger of Allah said take the Quran from 4. I don't know from 4. I don't think that the Quran should be taken from 4. Now over Christianity must have 4 gospels. Someone will copy na yana me catch them on. The Quran should be taken from only 4 people. Quran na ye wo honum sisi na Muslims ejidi no. And go for way back when one the works are Quran anymore. Omuka say we have Quran. Say akwa we ni Quran we hefa. Ye hu ba bi e wo. Ni Quran we hefa ye ni ba bi e wo. We Quran we hefa ye ni ba bi e wo. We Quran Salim the free slave. On the Quran we ye ni ba bi e wo. So the Quran should be taken from 4 according to Islam. But ye ni ba bi o mu Quran e wo. Quran e wo honum na ye majority na Muslims so you find half Quran a recitation from halves. A Quran ye di Uthman Krampona on that calendar the time now will see through now the manuscript now will try no Krampono. Quran e wo honum enye Quran from Uthman. A Quran you see recitation from halves. Halves. Muhammad can say take the Quran from halves. There be. Muhammad can say, take the Quran from 4. Allah's messenger said, take the Quran from 4. The 4 gospels from 4 Qurans. Maybe from 4 peoples. Now, Muhammad saw one for Quran. It is a way say, no, it was a Quran be benye and we will not call so mudinguso. Logically, no, we will not was a community Quran. So, no, Nanka, you say, from these people, you have Quran free. But Omaka say, it's not. Wemu kachire wemu ena wemu suko kachire wemu ena wemu tre gu ha say enti Quran e wo honum even though say omudi nda so no omudi na Quran so no but from omo prove ne wa hemfa Ottoman ashini washini nyina washi proofs ni nyina oba Islam mususu na Muhammad say Muhammad and the 12 imams. Someone say Jesus was 12 disciples and say Jesus was 12 disciples. Opa bogu Google honum say Muhammad and the 12 imams. Ubon say the same counterfeit na mame pezeme hu a. Both success series and I say bibisa. Tem bia no ubon say uhwe images are okay. Ubogu honum a Islam mo we say a joke o e ade e wo honum. Muhammad ka say 12 imams bi ba na say bibisa e wo Islam mu e ko ba ne say so what you say? And the go say no, okay. Muhammad ne kasa story we say no. Or say the imams after me will be 12. The first of them is Ali ibn Abi Talib. And it's an good screen is no. I hope say they are big enough. The imams after me will be 12. The imams after me. It's not 12. Jesus was 12 disciples. Muhammad also say the imams after me will be 12. Until Muhammad also was 12 successors. Jesus was 12 disciples. Muhammad was 12 successors. Jesus was the 4 gospels. Muhammad was Quran picked from 4. And so authentic. Mentia say. Mentia say. But ni na de some am for money na mu hwe niam bi house niam no mo ex-Muslim back people like to say the caliphate rejected their Quran and the opachre say I think so opachre will say even though say Muhammad say take the Quran from 4 from these 4 no only 4 people pen wasn't committing me Quran and wasem. Because this is one nana we na Muhammad aiden what choose to the Muhammad now a prophet or ni Nyankopon what contact no Nyankopon kasa through him no say pick the Quran from 4 and people like me ya say was the caliphate no rejecting the Qurans no mo me nya study mo nsia de about 2 books no ye about 2 books we say na mo bi anda daw Men can say men I made that down. Busa questions. It didn't think only 4 people. Why only 4? Because there were 4 gospels, no. Some would say I didn't think only 12 imams. I didn't think 12. Ubogu on na ye will never be brave on my upa bogu on uko on page one na say no my on when you me ye yo. We say no my no honum. Say no my page the 12 imams and the guasia saying the 12 imams. E guasia say me I hope some honum. So what you say and on my end says they said they be a Jesus time on say Jesus so on disciples no yeah you know on disciples no omo yeah omo be the last supper the last supper and I say bibisa no instead almost on my end or honum. So what you say na we nyame na make kan uko online iguonum bebre kwa iguonum bebre the 12 imams e di internet sir e di omo yeah 12 just like the gospels no so eh di intra mumie musa questions okay afi mumie 12 video no so ma mu de ma mu nyuso adwene na munje for myself yeah 12 video no so
that the Bible cannot have any mistakes in it. If you're shown a mistake, then you just refuse to admit it's a mistake.
Okay, and go back gospels.
You know, I think that all of these gospel authors, I think all of them think that in some sense, Jesus is God. If you think that the Bible cannot have any mistakes in it, if you're shown a mistake, then
in some sense, in all the 4 gospels, no, can say Jesus is God, according to the scholar, and according to me. Scholar will say no a scholar from the Muslim world, no Muslim for the neighbor. I'm kofa and buy a Muslim none the neighbor. Somebody say it was no.
You just refuse to admit it's a mistake. You think either it can be reconciled in some way, or that there's something we just don't understand about it, or we have.
The scholar they can see how Hassan say there are some things now in Bible na a mistake and say contradictions. Just that to say. So would show Obia or Christonina or Beccantra said there be a one I want to say and I say be or find ways to be or person the explain. So what they say now. And most times sponsors on Beccan the same thing. What it man the same thing on some Beccan. I want I want to say won't Arabic no in Arabic no grammatical and no ubet my and say no way so I say a phrase where you won't be on still on my life be on. On my and on my check on my life, you better put your friend have Facebook Harry. It's now what Islam so okay. And the scholar na part say contradictions say Bible mu and I say mistakes say Bible mu no. Christo ni be ways be on better or baka say there be sa so na way Islam mu okay. Islam ni can say missiles no stars no your missiles like the palm devils away. But when I want to here, alhamdulillah. And whenever we walk on I want to here, we find it okay a part of the religion. Part of the religion is say you will never be one I want to here, but my name bodao. My name how because it's sanity, okay, a part of the religion. That's what I say. I mean, most of video on the fast. I mean, I'm for me a best steady what I say.
This is what the Prophet told us, alayhi salatu wasalam. There are so many things, Yahya, that we believe without understanding, because this is part of our religion. That we believe without understanding. Believe without understanding, because this is part of our religion.
For some say, there's a stars now where we are a missile, another missile, sir. Allah the palm Satan, okay? Won't say a part of your religion, and you can say what you say. So, or Islam, okay? Stars near a missile, the palm Satan, okay? We had to also.
And
in the Quran, it's mentioned if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without
what say it's a guy in country and say so we had interview now, okay? Or go to verse we say or say verse we say Quran chapter 4 verse 92. So we the full interview now, or can say Quran chapter 4 verse 92, but any verse 92. I think there was verse 82 and I say 84. Otin or no no scholar no, okay? But almost ya memorize the Quran in our way trim. We ya akrakete grabo betima ka Quran in but onumpo no otin. And our catches the Quran say Quran in free Yankopon honoma, who contradictions will book him. When we heard the scholar and the kind scholar and answer no
from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
Or say book be there is no contradiction in the book now, and you prove when you say book if you contradict if you honor. Someone who logic no book or contradictions in no doesn't mean say if you yakopon honom no because obeti when your book math test book or multimetro book be a math test book no contradiction be any book no. So what you saying it doesn't mean say if you yakopon honom or no can't say who telephone books are. There is no contradiction in the telephone book. No, doesn't mean say free nyankopon honum. And the book or contradiction behind them no is not the proof. No say in free nyankopon honum. And once again, was I destroy Islam because the sana Islam or patch say book where in free nyankopon honum now you will find many contradictions. Sana Quran the kind okay Quran verse no and check Quran verse no and say that here because sana Quran the kind was if the book will say in free nyankopon honum now you will find therein much contradictions. I'm read 84. Say 84 now. There been a 82. Yes, Quran chapter 4, verse 82. No, or say, do they not ponder on the Quran? Okay, had it been from any other than Allah, it would have much in it much discrepancies. Somebody be and it's like a book when free and coupon honoma and gave contradictions be womu. That means say book be ana and free and coupon honoma contradictions wom. Book a free and coupon honoma no contradictions. And the hadith in a free yakopon honum and I say free yakopon honum. Muhammad does he speak on his own and I say he doesn't speak on his own. And then the contradictions ni hadith be force any daive. Mumusa questions. Somebody say another translator but can say there will be much contradictions. It go on where discrepancies and the contradictions ni the same. Okay, ni the same. And very kind. Someone who be in the Quran chapter 4 verse 82 no. Or say do they not reflect upon the Quran? If it had been from any other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. Someone who be, Sana Mukora Neka, and a Sana Muhammad hijab, Mimi hijab, also country scholar, no, and a scholar they say, book are contradiction, it doesn't make it doesn't mean say if you honum. Books are contradictions in it doesn't mean say free honum because telephone books be one of my contradictions be in free honum. So that's what I say. Logically, no, or the bit, you know.
No, that is my view.
It's a necessary condition for a book from God not to have contradictions.
That's an assumption about what kind of book God could write.
Ute, and the Muslim ni person sisu bion, sa Muslim apologetics ni person can say it is necessary say Nyankopon book no there unhunu contradiction bia amfiri mu. And I'm scholar na can say a condition wona wo twa to honum that is wona wo dwene sa you cannot unim Nyankopon you cannot say what kind of book are Nyankopon family and say what kind of book are manen fama. It's how logic when it wasn't a come Muslims ni bi mutrimo no. You cannot determine for God and say a God cannot become a man. Who know who said a God can become a man. I don't know because I want to be a man. Me who logic na will be mutrimo no. Muntie the question ni bi onti. At least of one because God be ebeye nipa and ye born now. Who better because Nyankopon ti me bibisa. Why not? Why you God and answer on your God? Why you Almighty and answer on your Almighty?
Condition for a book from God not to have contradictions.
That's an assumption about what kind of book God could write. I know this is an important argument that apologists use for Islam. As somebody who is not either Christian or Muslim,
you might say only Christian or Muslim, but that argument we say are Muslims. You use more than the name of this one of say on who's a boka. Interview no kofa anybody and person called attack Christianity no go against you no ankasa sa the propaganda that one now the was street na what team bebrebe wo honom no that one now we was street na they hunu na what team no mo he de okeka ni bi wa say onu na okeka say me begin me born the video say mo hunu bi mo he no.
Sorry, 1 minute left. Were created on the first day. Why is it? How could you have, from a scientific perspective, the plantations created on the third day and the sun created on the fourth? What kind of photosynthesis will take place?
So what be to say no that dawa or pretty wa bonti tietiem oko Quran ma the same thing. Was it Koban saying that Bible mu Nyankopon no it didn't kind of plantations no we didn't kind of trees ni bibia and sun on the third day oko ball light and sun and say bibisa. It doesn't make sense because there's no photosynthesis. But over Quran anymore the same thing I want Allah din kind of bibia was as we say so nyina wie or bo bibia wie no and sun over heaven akoko awiane ni sun ni bibi awiane ni moon ni bibia which means odinka boss as we say so nyama ni nyina so no no odinka o isu 2 days but no onyambo sun onyambo hwe e make sense in point the ohunu nka Oh, who can ba mu ha wa no tentem wo honom no mo hwe Quran mu me kan na me prove na go school so grandpa then check Quran there e hye wonom no, okay, because you were evidence. You were evidence, no. Quran chapter 2, I think, verse number 30. The 29 as well. Quran chapter 2, verse number 29. Allah book saying it here, Quran, it is He who created for you all of that which is on the earth. Allah say, it is He who created for you, and Allah say, it is He who created for you all of that which is on the earth. Adebia was as we say subiano on the creative, say what you say na, or creative, then and after creating everything on earth, then He directed Himself to the heaven. Say what He directed Himself to the heaven, and I want was what and made them 7 heavens. And made them 7 heavens. And of course, Odin can boss as soon as we say in and son over heaven. I got quite a 7 heavens. And oh, yes, 7 heavens in Yano. And what did the bayan? Stars never share the lowest part of the heaven. Somewhat I say, Anna. It's not a Quran actually, but Bible more than there. Muslim brother and Tian say, Yakupo Ben the baby say, but the work Quran the same thing as Shawanum. Aladdin can't boss as soon as Ebony na no nyambo san onyambo hwe wo soro honom onyambo ni nyina enye possible but about Christianity there enye ontimi nyu so logic no when sheta was.
That's the question. What, day and night there? How can you have day and night without the sun? You're talking nonsense. How dare you come with this to us? How dare you, all clowns?
Someone say, how can you have day and night? No when you're sunlight. Open no when you're day and night. How it is He who created for you all that which is on earth. No onyambo day and night was onyambo sun. Now onyambo sun. Quran chapter 41 fusilat betrao. Go for say my born too much. But logic no my Christianity. I'm for be my back Quran no. I'm for be my Quran no. Okay. Me the best nature. I'm say logic no my Bible. I'm for be my Quran. Quran is to say, do you indeed disbelieve in He who created the earth in 2 days? It's all about 2 days. Okay? 2 days no so the boy. So here a yinuma ayom and as we sound more kind of say days no ayom and shed on your days a period. And yes, days a period, a bit might take a long period. It's all you saw 2 days, no 2 ayom the boy, you know, a bit might take it 2 long period, a very long period. A bit 24 hours, but I'm used to days. So I say now that means we have to have day and night, no, because I see days. You have to translating and say days, no, a day and night. Okay, and the Allah say about 2 days. So, do you indeed disbelieve in He who created the earth in 2 days and attribute to Him equals? That is the Lord of the words. Okay, now what creation is no. He placed on the earth, as we say so, He placed on the earth firmly set mountains over its surface. And according to Islam, no, Allah the mountains, no, but scientifically, no, mountains, no, they come from under the earth. Assassination mountains, riba. The tectonic plates, no, crash it together. Assassination, squeeze it together and now push it. As not creating mountains. So what it be, but it's Allah say He set the mountains over, or the mountains never be sea. So, but mountains, if you're assessing ever a 10 over to match a carry and He blessed it and determined therein its sustenance in 4 days. That would be into Ogusu boy assassin so near mano. Or the assassin should be beer by and swelling plant in Bibia, the Benino was assassin Subiano, or the buyer. Together with the 2 days now, it was one and the 4 days. May and the Muslims never explain actually on San on Bayer. So would be and the Allah 4 days. No, was as we say so still. Now, or assassin we say so still. Tamano is signing my saying. And the time no yam sun, no yam more she, and no to me 4 days, onyam more sun, onyam more moon, onyam more stars. But Muslim brother, no about Christianity, man, no or even those in Christianity, no. God look or let there be light. There was light before everything. Allah body we only light in Allah only light. There is no light because the onyam was sun. Otam kasa Bible no make sense na man for say me boa. Time na uko Bible no na in the beginning, yenko Bible no yenko Genesis. Okay, yenko Genesis. Yenko Genesis, yenko de wo honom. Genesis 1. Or can say saying, therefore move and compare the creation in the Bible. Now move and compare the creation in the Quran. Now why didn't who be they make it sense? Because they make it sense. Move be nyankopon be boa de na or say the beginning. In the beginning. In the beginning. That means before the beginning of everything. No, the way the church says God created. That means God existed before the beginning of creation. Perfect sense. Before everything was created, no, God was already there. It's everything that exists before the creation, no, is God. So what you're saying now? Everything that exists before creation is God. It is that if the John, no, will say, in the beginning, the word was with God. That means that the word was with God, you know, the word was existed before creation. Into creation, you know, a logic was screen because in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. Someone who will be in the Bible, no, as I make sense or I say, because in Yankopon or the kind of heaven and son of a boss, I say, I am reasonable because the intra assassin heaven inside. Assassin when I also planet Earth on the we are in the space, we are in the heavens. It's a heaven inside. And when in kind more heaven now, unya baby, I would assassin beto. But over Islam, India, Aladdin kind of assassin and son of heaven, which will mean say time when our boss assassin and no yambo heaven, not heaven assassin, heaven eda. So what you're saying now, the Koran Muna, any good he created, okay, he created the earth in 2 days. Time when Allah bought earth, we're saying in 2 days, no, not earth, not our heaven. You so would yeah, what should that home a critical question and who say, okay, Nakupon ni can bo assassin. Assassin no heaven or bottle heaven. Because assassin is here, no, we are in the space right now. You heaven must say we are like a dust. Heaven a tray and space a tray and Allah say odin kan bo assassin no or boy not at the heaven. It makes sense to me, no, okay, to me. But over Bible no, they odin kan bo heaven first and son of a assassin. So what they say now. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over waters. That would say, and God said, into your boss, the number sunlight, the number shade, but yeah, dark, and a God can't saying, let there be light. Kun fire kun. Let there be light. And there was light in the ordinance or commanded. He commanded light to come and the light to buy. And you see our light already. Into what this kind of light now, Allah a crown no, a bit mama vegetation, a bit mama photosynthesis. You don't know where what Bible more. Bibi say be in Quran anymore. In the Bible, no, we have light before everything. Darkness was there, and you light. And the light in the photosynthesis. But over Quran, Debbie, Quran, a different. Allah the mountains, this is see one of not Bibia or ye Bibia for this was as we say so we no more heavy. Allah ye Bibia, and Allah was assassin, so he was on the assassin and will create Bibia. Then, after creating everything for 4 days, was as we say so no in darkness because there was no light. Then he directed himself, to the heaven while it was smoke. Somebody say, or say he directed himself to the heavens while it was smoke. That means say, no, or as I say, we say, so we don't call heaven one, not a way smoke. Smoke ni free in by smoke ni free as I say, we say so. As I say, so foot thrown into or boss, I see we know a so foot thrown or go to heaven, not smoke ni abasoro according to the tafsir, no. So what you say that and assassin so foot thrown is all prone to many man. Not a so foot and foot thrown be equilibrium and no go to so not why smoke no. Smoke, more logic. And he said to it and to the earth, come, okay, willingly or by compulsion. I did what was assassin, you know, assassin and the earth should come. Yentiasie, but yet order to and not to change our base we have the son mentiasia the country or say come willingly or by compulsion. Okay, they said we come willingly. Yet 12 verses now, and he completed them as 7 heavens. So to go to the Strohonomono, he completed as 7 heavens within 2 days. Until the 2 days the boy and also so on. And inspired each heaven and inspired each heavens its command. And we adorn the nearest heaven with lamps and as protection. Someone who been asking Allah or the lamps never be protection. These lamps, stars, the stars as missiles. Into the nearest heaven, and one or this or the lamps in the share one into according to Allah, the nearest heaven, and one lamps, no stars, no the nearest heaven. To call heaven or born last 2 days with or the cobble heaven one year man last, and a cobble a biemu niemano. Into day and night, no year for him logic be any Muslims ni be mutremo or more criticize the Bible now, or more you the same thing Emma Quran. That what you're saying. Yan 12 video no so.
Makes sense to me for humans to say what God has to do. If God wants to make a revelation, it has to be this, this, or that. You're talking about somebody who's beyond your imagination.
There has to be something within revelation.
So what you said, you can say God can do this, this, and that. You can't determine for what God can do or cannot do because or something that is above your imagination. Or this, you think God can do everything? Sana brother Bakumbuso or Bamba homeboy. Yes, because me who logic na am for this question. No? Yes. So God should be able to do anything. Unyaka say God cannot do something now. That means that title now a friend Almighty, Almighty. What you friend so? Because the I don't know. So what is the word Almighty as here? The word Almighty means is saying He can do every obey me bibia. Until Allah on to me bibia when you're Almighty no. That means that it didn't. You was it you strip the name out from Him. Bamba. So who Nyankopon di na who Nyankopon say Nyankopon you Almighty there. You cannot say Nyankopon cannot become a man. Until can statement we say that means when you're Almighty. Okay, and God is Almighty there. He can do every obey me bibia. Simple.
Which distinguishes it from human speech so as to act.
You're talking about somebody who's beyond your imagination.
There has to be something within revelation which distinguishes it from human speech so as to act as an evidence.
Yes, I know that's your argument. I'm saying who says it has to be? You are.
Yeah.
You are. One of can say it was a happen, but one of can say or a statement, no, Nyankopon statement. Sana scholar neka. And to a person can say yes, Nyankopon send the book be banam. And what say ye be a bit me a distinguish between Nyankopon and Masem, I be and wound adance here. Say what you're saying. But I does been this Muhammad for Nyankopon honum.
Exactly.
If it's not, then anyone can claim prophecy or prophethood, right?
Well, the Christians say that's what the Christians say Muslims are doing. They're just
it's mimi hijab. Episode me say ye bibi betimi verify say obi a prophet and also be free Nyankopon honum na. Obi betimi claim say most or a prophet. No kore no. And on scholar and can yes, son Christopher no can say more Muslims and Muslim claim. You are claiming say Muhammad a prophet, but evidence never here for. It didn't prove so a prophet. It is you interview we say no a nice a student and okoko share from a scholar and the first scholar and no seminar a church Islam your force. That's what you're saying. Scholar according to the scholar no Islam your force. Scholar in GD say Bible no contradictions wom. Scholar in GD say Bible now say but scholar may say Islam your force. Islam intimate free a couple honor because Jesus was crucified.
just claiming things for themselves.
If it's not, then anyone can claim prophecy or prophethood, right?
Well, the Christians say that's what the Christians say Muslims are doing. They're just claiming things for themselves.
No. In the past, prophets came with kind of visual miracles. The final prophet, who's we believe Prophet Muhammad, he came with something that can be analyzable in our times. If it's analyzable in a sense that you can distinguish it from human speech, and so this would be the argument that we would put forward.
Yeah, no, I know, and I don't buy it.
I don't buy it. Who can just say Ubetima analyzing Muhammad the prophecy in the Bible Samrena? Obian by analyze the sun doesn't set in mercury water. The sun doesn't set in Ubi analyze it we say. Quran can say the sperms from the backbone of the man and the ribs of the woman. Sperm benefit by Ubeno analyze it we say. How would you say that? It's a video. I see a short video where a conclusion of the video. Okay, Christian. The point in this video, no, say this Muslim brother, no, or Christian, no, be or no a Christian. I was here, 8 years. On change this in Yankopon Honum, and a fan will be dependent on to say, "Oh, my casa against Christianity." But in some no kind against Christianity, no, a man for better my picket. But they all kind of against Islam, no, and they are more danger, and then they are more strong, no, because Emma was destroyed the fundamentals of Islam. Or may you say yes, by Quran false. One mistake with Quran can something historically no, correct, but Quran say wrong. It's the event they say. A telephone line may be a to say okay, and I ain't say no, I'm too much. Almost 3 hours needed or has saying okay. Still, Hafiz Buhari and Tienen can. Maybe telephone line is not too. Wow, person of Fabian now share opinion about this topic and obey my friend. Telephone number that honum okay. Obey my friend also account the person can be on. Seto SSK. Aya dusia enye insulting about mindidi obi atem ha say no. Ye born ye machi okay. It is oba ha say na memfa akomahyew ha say because enye bibia na opese wotie and say bibia na obeti na ene akoma beko. Sanity. Okay, and yeah, Drubia na de Madam Catherine, Tamane Ghana no, Unya le kwa na person no Madam Catherine because I heard that. But we are in there don't know ebe boa one brewa na umpe, ibu on enyo no, paracetamol na enyo no. But Captain Munja Hafiz Buhari, okay. I hope say nothing is wrong. Okay, Hafiz Buhari, I hope say I hope say Bibi Ekoso because the way now on my life, you know, I think the whole day of my life, okay. Something Bibi and say your coincidence or honor. Something can happen impromptu. Unim and happen okay, will be friend. First caller we say. Hello?
Yeah, many I just say.
Boko Bema, what I can say. Hello? Bema, o voice name out unti kasaye, Mr. Tell the voice name hello. At this connected, me say me side has any free okay or say free be MPK. Hello?
Yeah, many I just say.
Yeah, boko one I can say.
Yeah.
What's it? Hello? Hello? Charlie, I think the brother my name say okay free Saudi Arabia because I'm not used to VPN and so no met me afraid, okay? Emma and go through, okay? Mr. Wa person free be afraid. Fred na enche na ye wie. Okay, enche na ye wie, Mr. Wa. Mr. Wa pray. Hafiz Buhari uko ni page honum na no activities be any honum, okay? Nti munim adequate a wa my life enra and I say your friend na one fa so we in a Ghana so ne wono anything can happen so it be one of my family matters and I say bibi sa nti I hope that everything be bianco be boni bi nsi nti a amana dem why e bia ono no why exhausted wa bre nti we person rest here e beti ase, okay? But I hope say bibi akoso kama mano learn later wa life na esua de apo so what you say Hafiz Buhari ya fresh to ni hu say bibi aye okay Mr. Wa Mr. Ona Hafiz Buhari or kind on the page one the HL this is okay. It's the program we be and the enche bia munyina motive okay me be bob video no one more time throughout so the be am from TV, okay? Bob video no back throughout no munyina mat say the course no we a conclusion of the conversation, no the point now key point in the you pick it out and you sort in the chairman for say a conversation conclusion. The scholar no the Muslim brother na kwako choose na better on the platform so say o mekasa no say no unify Islam ho say na tie say what say na into where your key point in the main video no YouTube uboguma Mohammed hijab ne Bart Ehrman na mobehunu bibisa ho no enye video a bebre kwa but moment the video no okay full video no ni moment
in Jesus Christ. There's a lot of interest, I think, from the Muslim community, and many Muslims feel that your conclusions, your historical conclusions of who Jesus Christ is more commensurate with the Muslim idea than it is with the Christian one.
I wouldn't say that they line up well with the Muslim view. I really do think Jesus was crucified and then he really was dead and buried. I'm not interested in whether Jesus was the Son of God because I don't think there was a God. And so
my understanding is that your conclusion is that Jesus Christ was a messianic prophet.
I think he thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him. I think that that's historically right. I think that all of these gospel authors, I think all of them think that in some sense, Jesus is God. If you think that the Bible cannot have any mistakes in it, if you're shown a mistake, then you just refuse to admit it's a mistake. You think either it can be reconciled in some way or that there's something we just don't understand about it, or we have and in
the Quran it's mentioned if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them. So, no, that is my view.
It's a necessary condition for a book from God not to have contradictions.
That's an assumption about what kind of book God could write. I know this is an important argument that apologists use for Islam. As somebody who is not either Christian or Muslim, it doesn't make sense to me for humans to say what God has to do. If God wants to make a revelation, it has to be this, this, or that. You're talking about somebody who's beyond your imagination.
Well, there has to be something within revelation which distinguishes it from human speech so as to act as an evidence.
Yes, I know that's your argument. I'm saying who says it has to be? You are.
No, yeah, exactly. If it's not, then anyone can claim prophecy or prophethood, right?
Well, the Christians say that's what the Christians say Muslims are doing. They're just claiming things for themselves.
No, in the past, prophets came with kind of visual miracles. The final prophet, who's we believe Prophet Muhammad, he came with something that can be analyzable in our times. If it's analyzable in a sense that you can distinguish it from human speech, and so this would be the argument that we would put forward.
Yeah, no, I know, and I don't buy it.
No.
Suppose he did not call himself God. That would not mean he's not God. I don't call myself a pain in the neck.
Or say supposedly say Jesus one friend who said God, one can say I am God now. It doesn't mean say he's not God. Someone who said no. So one can say I am God now. It doesn't mean say he is not God because he himself on the or say he doesn't call himself pain in the neck. Is that what they say now? And that's what we want now or hard journey. We want now on friend who say me pehuro, but obi opehuro. So this are no patch there. And to be or cause pain in the neck, he doesn't go around and say I cause pain in the neck, and I say me cause pain, and I say me cause harm, and I say me baby say. And Jesus one friend who God or crampona, it doesn't mean say when you're God, because according to him, all the four gospels claim say Jesus is God. And what just say interview we say everything na guy na person ko achieve e ko against one ankasa hobi frɛ wa say okay fa ko we say fast e ko man
I'm first to call jacket saying
yeah boko na so
yeah but the who say I give a come the person be at here say Jesus onani Christo see nyankopon obi obeka say Christo je nyankopon because uko Hindu for book in ma Christo wants him uko Buddhist for book ma Christo wants him uko Baha'i faith wants him Christo wants him book bia religion bia Christo wants him it is Christo no ono ade nyankopon say you Christo before Yesu obi meka kire ye e ja ye chidi and moreover no Thank you, Mufon, no muti, me, a person muti as you say, Obia one quano, no one for switching Obia will. Timoa, Mohammed Otro Kurano, or see yesterday, oh, woo. Mohammed Quran said, the Quran is serious, woo. Think of Mufon, Omunja being ungrateful. Omuye be very ungrateful. And some Mohammed Kafa, yes, you know. I didn't know more admit it. Now, I'm going to say, come see, come see. Because that interview I meet you, who's a papa never saw say, yes, one castle or Yamia, any Jesse, and you're only Yamin. What do you say? And gospels, for gospels in according to their message, they testify that this is the Christ, this is God, this is God. And just some oil number one oil popular thing will be every faith have Christ in it. The Muslim for no confusion for me. They mean Casa Bible, Massemano.
No, me that's the cool man. Me that's it. Cool, I be fire one say. That's no be free before, okay, Mr. Wa free beyond because o free won't come free line in ma, okay, line in ma. Okay. Seto SSK okay. The program name be we yan no Mr. Ma. O line so na person free BCC. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, when I can say.
Yeah, Seto is saying.
Yeah, but when I can say, Mr.
Roland, me from China.
Okay, Roland from China. Who Frabia na drop? Who Frabia na drop? Okay.
Yeah. No, China no one blocking us up, so we struggle to cope with it.
Okay. And the Roland contribution, but you Muslim and I say we Christian.
I believe in myself.
Okay. When you're Muslim, when you're Christian. Okay, Roland contribution, but now my obetima kasa.
Yeah, hijab comment to be on my or say if a book is without contradiction, it means that it's from God. Nah, all kinds of I'm saying the same me a prophet too, because my PhD thesis I'm it's almost 200 pages. A group of professors almost now there's no contradiction, not even a single one. So does that make me a prophet or not?
And I said God.
And I got 200 medina so go me. There is not even a single sentence that meaning which page it is.
No,
but, does that make my thesis a holy book? And now, sir, hijab no, the dishonesty. Me share any debate be only just meet. It was Speaker's Corner. It was London. Now, just meet a casa. No, didn't move out.
Yeah. Say anyone mockery in Kwana your mother. Okay. Say or no, because we really debate. Mockery.
And as some kind of Ukrainian saying him say. God created vegetation before sunlight, so scientifically it's impossible. Well, on Quran, chapter 9, Mary, mother of Jesus, was pregnant whilst a virgin. And they were who said scientifically impossible. On the Quran, a virgin got pregnant. And not scientifically, I know correct. Massa. But I don't know. Say I almost I don't hear.
Say almost criticize another religion. They are almost use common sense and logic or no. But the boy almost the end shut up. Senka sa Virgin Mary no senka ni Quran ni mu na nke wo Bible no nko ma. Nka bon senka wo ha nko be kasa against no. But the Quran mo omo mi oma no. So what I say? Say wo Quran mo the end dia on be accept say Mary Virgin nko be kasa na wo nim nyansa e be na oba. Say Quran and kasa fa Virgin Mary ho a enko be kasa against no but Quran na kan to me o ma no that o mo tie
and see this honesty there I don't know the sana Muslim preachers no omuninati zakanaik utie ni sanote na Ghana for the omunim hwe sa hafiz ni imoro say agwabi natade basabi waguna so ro baby
yeah bonde ba ko bi no put say
they have not read enough. Ayana, and you're interested to listen to them. Anyway, Charlie, my friends here,
that's Roland from China.
Yeah, sure.
For Muti, the brother we can't see, and okay, I can't buy 4 minutes, 5 minutes near we okay. Me say what happens of friends here. Obi Frewa has a young Pakowe. Hello?
Yeah, so do.
Yeah, Bema, why not say?
Henry here. From Canada.
Henry from Canada.
Yes. I like to speak English because I'm not so fluent in the tree.
Now, okay, Henry, and all over to make a tree over English, but Bio Marcus and Munya Dinka, come on, Miss Rel.
Wait, I wanted to discuss about the creation, right?
Okay.
And if you look at, I don't know if you can project for me, Surah 7, 54. Yusuf Ali, I think that'll be great.
754.
It says, 754.
Okay. But Obetima Kayana, because it's also English, you good enough to Obetima Kayana, that's the bear one for Betias here.
Okay, with that I have let me see which one. It says, surely your Lord is Allah who created the heavens and the
earth. Yusuf Ali? Who can say be Yusuf Ali, Anna?
No. I think this one is Sahih International.
Okay, Sahih International, okay.
Yeah, it says, surely your Lord is Allah who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm talking about the creation. But if you look at Surah 41, 9 to 12, and I have the Yusuf Ali here. If you count the days Allah used to create, it's 8 days. It's 8 days.
Yeah, I know. So, it's 2, 4, 2.
Yes. So which is which?
You see, the thing is, I know the Muslims, they have an excuse. They say the first 2 days, is it is included in the second 2 days. That is why they have the 4 days. So these 4 days are the verse number 10. It includes the first 2 days and the 2 days on the earth, and then another 2 days, which will make it 6.
Now look at, but think about it. Let's read, and then they can come and explain to us.
Yeah, but they have, you see, if you give them the opportunity, they will take this portion and then they will talk 2 hours about it, and they will say you don't know what you are saying. I know. I have. They will say these 2 days on verse 9. Okay, say, do you indeed disbelieve in He who created the earth in 2 days? So we have 2 days on verse 9. Okay, He created the earth in 2 days, and then if you get to verse 10, He said. And placed, so he's doing something different now. And he placed, you see, and he placed on the earth firmly set mountains over its surface, and blessed it, and determined therein its sustenance in 4 days, without distinctions. So he did the 2 days, and now he's doing 4 days. He used 4 days to do everything. But the Muslims will tell you, say, the 2 days now he mentioned before, no, plus these 2 days, and a man here 4.
No, so then that'll be very wrong, because see, he created the earth, okay, in 2 days. The second, the 10 is saying, and he placed that creation he made, that is the earth, firmly on mountains. And then you
Sanoka, me know where you know. To me, me know where you know. Me who say a contradiction, a mistake. Me know where you know. But Muslims no or more explanation. I made them out say Sanoka.
For me, the most important thing is that we should be careful about things we have no control over. Okay, we should open our minds and our hearts and read. That's the most important thing. If you read, no one will lie to you, no one will deceive you. That's the surest way to become a fully functional human being. And my advice would be, look, no matter what it is, just read. Read with an open mind. That's the only way you can be prosperous. Like you can know the truth. And like they said, Once you know the truth will set you free. Thank you very much. Let me not.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Okay. So the brother back friend before no Roland a friend, okay. Or my engineer are aware. Say a book of contradictions in it doesn't mean say any free yankopon. If free yankopon one it doesn't mean like that. What I say now. Because say the intra or no the book our tremble say the exams are aware and the thesis are tray, over 200 pages and I say bibisa. Or if there is no contradiction, and so if you are there be so and a Henry phrase is saying about the creation, Quran it kind of say Quran chapter 7 now the Maya, it kind of clear and say 6 days na Allah the boy. So what I say now 6 days na Allah the boy, but don't compare Quran chapter 41. Now what kind days they go on 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, and another 2 days for the heaven one now, and can 8 days. But Muslims they can say there be first 2 days we say and the second 2 days a can bo mu na be 4. And then once I can be so mama na 6 prekon or be through heaven one no na ke hu say time be na o can bom. So what time be na o can bom into what first 2 days and o can bom na be 4 days and o can bom na be 6 days na ke hu say 6 days. But wanya ne sa o can first 2 days ni bom and o be through so o can esro de no o can so separate. Ye be na tia asem. Ye de no to nchen. Na ye heard Muhammad so kan in the hadith na Sahih Muslim. Mu how Muhammad's creation was made. When you remember no masemo we almost source na me chemo Muhammad say Allah the exalted and gracious and glorious created the clay on Saturday. He created the clay on Saturday and he made the mountains on Sunday. And the Allah clay Saturday and mountain Sunday, okay? And he created the trees on Monday, and Allah created tree on Monday, and he created the Italian labor on Thursday, and created the light on Wednesday. And Allah created the light on Wednesday, but he created a tree on Monday. And he had Muhammad hijab, okay? They know what dinner what Christians for them say, how dare you only prophet to say, Muhammad is say, Allah created the light on Wednesday, but he created the trees on Monday. A combine the trees didn't have photosynthesis. The same logic, Roland Busan say, oh, yeah, said scientifically, it doesn't make sense. But Mary, the way and scientifically does it make sense? There be, but they're not put twin chain. Now, but on one books, Muhammad, that means he's speaking against Muhammad, because Muhammad say the light was created on Wednesday, but the trees were created on Monday. Someone could be it almost use logic, and he caused the animals to spread on Thursday and created Adam after us on Friday and Adam Friday. The last creation at the last hour of the hour of Friday, Bibisa, it's about Adam on Friday, the last hour of creation. TBO, a man for people, I'm say, and I say, I'm kind of say, Jane for no more as I see we say so. Allah said there be Muhammad, Jesus, when they had the last creation, Muhammad say, Adam was the last creation, and Allah born, or Bo Bema, or Bo Nipa as the last creation. Allah bobo abodi ni nyina no de omuka se na gene for bi tesa se we say so e na we mu betina ha say e na bi mu for baaye e na we mu baaye na we mu baaye yesa na Muhammad ka Quran nka bibia sa according to hadith no Muhammad say ye bobo asase so ne ma ni bibia wie ne bo Adam e ne bo Adam enti bi mu ni free na betina ha ifa time ne bo wo mo e na wo kind the days na de bo we nyina 7 days. You see how many days they born here, man? 6 days, 7 days, and I say 8 days. Because I was say, shall say from Saturday, 1 day, no. And they call Sunday, 2 days, no. Monday, 3rd day, no, okay. Tuesday, 4th day, 5th day, Wednesday, no. Thursday, 6th day, no. And Adam, 7th day, Friday. So what say? And see, born here 7 days. But Quran is 6 days, and the Bible is 8 days. Again, correct. C'est toi SSK, okay? Call my timer so, okay? Mr. Wa, my timer so, for program, you see what I say. C'est toi SSK, okay? Coleman, okay? What's up, friend? Man, cause 1 minute. Coleman. Yeah, over to Maka, 1 minute, Mr. Wa.
1 1 minute. 1 minute, not Obi trust the Bible has wrong in creation. And then philosophy.
Now, Muslim apologetics, no what kind of say in the Bible, no, would in kind of plantations, no, no, see, before cover the sun, no, into how would the plants and even vegetation, and I say, photosynthesis. So what I say. What is that about the creation in the sun or my or the kind of plants in the be some copper sun? Plants in the yeah.
Na son no born time.
Or born, I think on the third day, and I see Bibisa.
And at the end of born the first day.
Oh,
Because no born the first day.
yeah, my creation, okay. And the was it let the water and then the sky, and God called the ground.
It's you the water plant, you know.
Yeah, but
it's you any associate any tiho. That is how creation is you any home any associate into whom papa no and associate no mama no into mother nature and is you any day over. Then you know Kabomuswa a trinity. Me see
yeah, come on, or the check her Bible no more, her Bible no more. The thing said God before so boss as or boy or the kind of light, let there be light. Light came first. It's a about sun no crampo that another day be crampo now. It me time as to come and Mr. Man festival say me time as Mr.
But wrong. Maybe I simple ideology.
Now okay, next time Mr. Me time as to say.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Okay, and first what I say because it be another topic, okay. But nevertheless, no, Oba Islam more the same thing I want okay. Bible moody no make sense, mommy. More because we the kind of light and answer, okay. So to escape from Srema Mofa program we see what I say. Mon share, mon tag man for who be the only person who destroy Christianity just to elevate Islam. I'm purpose no. Every day they are speaking about Christianity, but also question Islam per one away hater. Seto escape for info program we see what I saying, okay. Japan people like it say produce videos my Srewa continue to produce videos my because the videos no here. Info program we see what I say me the man be say for me there will be ask what will I to be am that say I mean who say like ni so na share video ma me okay na the enura asem na me kan no about your brother na friend Lukman ewo tamale hono no okay. Still now, no, so what contribution be a person to support to a blood and the okay. Who bet my frame a number we say no, my number no, because I know I'm a train number no screen is on okay. Who person boy be a bit my friend, no support to brother no. Say the be a man that cost safety, Mr. Okay, and yeah for me, Mr. And yeah for me, the brother Lukman, okay, number no, no video na anymore, okay. Seto SSK for me the man be say okay. Muslims, almost some no. And maybe one more month, yes, but they don't care. But all the end, you have to understand and what follow.
Now let us commence from the beginning of creation. Right at the beginning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the pen. And He told the pen, write whatever's going to happen up to the end. That was the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How exactly it happened, we do not need to know. Why do we say we do not need to know? Because there are certain things that our brains and our minds are incapable of understanding. We will never be able to understand. So there are certain things, if they are not in the Quran, we will not need to know them. If they are not in the correct sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we will not need to know them.
This is what the Prophet told us, alayhi salatu wasalam. There are so many things, Yahya, that we believe without understanding. Because this is part of our religion, that we believe without understanding. Believe without understanding. Because this is part of our religion.